this COVID vaccine, and everybody's like, no, get your vaccine. The vaccine is good, right? And I'm like, I'm living in a twilight zone. And then in 2022, I got this crazy email with the data that this nurse wrote saying, as you all know, there's been an increase on fetal demises, and in the month of August, there were 22 of them. So every month since then, since that email, there's been like 20 dead babies. And so I took that email, I sent it to RFK, and now I've had a lot of people who have helped me out from all over the world that have contacted me and helped me with resources. And my workplace caught on that I had exposed this email, and they investigated me. They were trying to say that I violated HIPAA, and I said, they said, are you aware that it's against company policy to copy and paste an internal document? And I said, why are you wasting your resources investigating why I copied and pasted an email?
Doesn't this sound all familiar politically?
Yeah.
Warfare? Doesn't this sound kind of...
Yes, psychological, yeah, it's crazy. I said, you need to be investigating why babies are dying. And so I said, I'm a whistleblower and I have rights. I didn't even know what a whistleblower was until 5 minutes before that meeting. But I had called somebody right before I was going into that meeting. I called my friend Curtis in New York. He told me, call Mary Holland right now. She's a lawyer for Children's Self-Defense. And so I called her and she said, yes, you're a whistleblower, so you need to let them know. She said, just be honest in your meeting. It's okay if you get fired, you're doing the right thing. And so when I went through that meeting and I said, I'm a whistleblower, I have rights, they said, you could go back to work. And so I did not get fired.
She still works there.
I still work there. And so I kept working. I kind of laid low for a little bit. I mean, I was still talking on these shows and the babies were still dying. But for the most part, it was just kind of quiet. And then a couple months ago, a family member complained about me because I told a mother information about the Hepatitis-B vaccine, like how it has 250 micrograms of aluminum and it's very toxic for the baby. The CDC website says don't inject more than 18 micrograms of aluminum. And the baby doesn't need it. Your baby's not going to have sex with anyone with Hepatitis-B. And so your baby won't get Hepatitis-B. And the mom was like, well, good, I don't want it. And then the family member complained and said to my boss that I'm talking these mothers out of getting vaccines. I'm giving misinformation. And I said, no, every time a nurse injects a baby with a Hepatitis-B vaccine, they're chemically assaulting that baby. And my boss said, I know you have your beliefs, but you need to do what's...
The truth is not going to...
Right. You need to do what's required of you per the institution. And so I called Mary Holland. I said, I need help over here. I can't do this anymore, giving these mothers informed consent and getting punished for it. Like, please help, send a lawyer. So she sent Greg Glaser, and he is amazing. I'm so grateful for him. And he is helping me spearhead this. And he's filing a lawsuit. He already filed a complaint, and Children's Health Defense is gonna pay for this lawsuit. So this is David and Goliath. The Goliath is the hospital, Big Pharma, and Children's Health Defense is helping me fight this.